As we mentioned in another video in the Readiness Manager series, the things that are going to affect how a task with a charge gets added to a reservation are whether or not the Automatically Apply to New Reservations box is checked on a task, whether or not the task is assigned to a property, whether or not the automatic box is checked on the charge, and whether or not the charge is assigned to a property. There are 4 different ways a task and charge will be added to a reservation based on these options. This video is going to look at a task that does not have the Automatically Apply to New Reservations box checked, but is assigned to a property and has a charge that does have the automatic box checked and is assigned to a property. In this case, the charge will automatically be applied to the reservation. The task will not automatically be applied, but will show as available to be applied to the reservation manually. An example of when you might need the charge to automatically be applied to the reservation, but the task to only be available to be applied manually, is for an item that the guest always pays for, but might receive in different ways depending on the time of the year. For instance, if your guest always has to pay for parking passes, and during the end season the guest is responsible for checking in at the complex they are staying at to get the parking passes, but during the off-season, someone at the rental company is responsible for getting the parking passes for the guest, the charge will always need to be applied to the reservation, but the task, or action item, only needs to display when the rental company is responsible for getting the parking passes. To set up this scenario, when we create the charge, which we have named Parking Passes Circle, we want to be sure to click the automatic box, and we want to be sure to assign it to a property. And here you can see it's been assigned to the property Sunkissed. When you are creating your task, which we have named Pick Up Parking Passes, you want to be sure the Automatically Apply to New Reservations box is not checked, but you do want to apply it to a property. To do this, select the task and click on the Assign ST Properties button. Here you can see it has been assigned to the same property, Sunkissed. You also need to be sure that the charge has been assigned to this task. We select our task, select Assign Charges. It's a guest charge. And now we have assigned it to the task. Remember, in our scenario, the guest is always paying for the parking passes, so that's why the charge is marked automatic. But since the rental company is not always responsible for picking them up, we do not want to automatically apply this task to the reservation. Now, if we look at a reservation that's been created, if you go to the Other Charges tab, you will see that the Parking Passes Circle charge has automatically been applied to this reservation. If you click on the Readiness tab, you will see the tasks that have been applied to this reservation, and you'll notice that the Pick Up Parking Passes task is not automatically applied. However, it is available to be added to this reservation. So to add it, select it and click the right arrow. Now it has been added to this reservation. Please keep in mind, as a default, all tasks are set up with a due date equal to the checkout date of the reservation. Since this task needs to be completed before the reservation checks in, you need to change the due date to the check-in date of the reservation. To do that, click on the task and then click the Change Date button. Enter the new date and click Save Changes. Once you added the task to the reservation, it will now show up in the Readiness Manager grid with a due date of October 7th. Please look over the other videos in the Readiness Manager series for information on setting up additional tasks with charges. If you have questions about a task with a charge, please reach out to the help desk either through a ticket or with an email to help@vrmgr.com. Thank you.